Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing lately. Apple Pay has officially landed in the Philippines. But here's the thing, this isn't just another tech launch. It's a moment that feels like it's been a long time coming, and personally, I think it's a game changer for how Filipinos handle payments. Let me explain why. First off, what makes this really interesting is the timing. If you've been following the fintech scene in the Philippines, you know it's been heating up. Google Pay already made its move back in 2025, and now Apple Pay is stepping in. What this really suggests is that the country is becoming a battleground for digital payment giants. But here's the kicker. Apple Pay isn't just another player. It's Apple. And when Apple enters a market, it's not just about the tech. It's about the ecosystem, the user experience, and the trust that comes with the brand. From my perspective, this could be the push that accelerates the shift toward contactless payments in the Philippines. Now, let's talk about how it works. Apple Pay doesn't replace your bank account or card. Instead, it creates a digital version of your card in the Apple Wallet. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just convenient, it's also more secure. When you pay, your actual card number isn't shared with the merchant. Instead, it uses a unique token for each transaction. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a big deal in a world where data breaches and fraud are constant concerns. It's not just about tapping your phone, it's about peace of mind. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The rollout is starting with just a few banks: Metro Bank, Union Bank, GoTime, and China Bank. Personally, I think this is a strategic move. By starting small, Apple can iron out any kinks and ensure a smooth experience before expanding to more banks. What this really suggests is that Apple is playing the long game. They're not just here to launch a service. They're here to build trust and dominance in a market that's ripe for growth. One thing that immediately stands out is the contrast with earlier reports. Remember when it was rumored that Apple Pay wouldn't arrive until 2026? Well, here we are, years ahead of schedule. This raises a deeper question. What changed? Was it pressure from competitors like Google Pay, or did local banks finally meet Apple's technical requirements? A detail I find fascinating is the role of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP. They've been pushing to expand payment options and increase competition, and Apple Pay fits right into that strategy. It's not just about Apple's ambitions, it's about aligning with the country's broader financial goals. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Philippines has been a hotbed for digital payments, with e-wallets like GCash and Maya already dominating the scene. But Apple Pay brings something different to the table. It's not just about peer-to-peer transfers or QR codes, it's about seamless integration with your iPhone. In my opinion, this could be the catalyst that gets more Filipinos to ditch cash and cards altogether. What makes this really interesting is how it might influence other players in the market. Will GCash and Maya feel the heat, or will they find ways to collaborate with Apple Pay? These are the questions I'll be keeping an eye on. Finally, let's end with a thought-provoking idea. What does this mean for the future of payments globally? The Philippines is just one market, but it's a significant one. If Apple Pay succeeds here, it could be a blueprint for other emerging markets. Personally, I think this is just the beginning. As more countries adopt contactless payments, we're not just talking about convenience, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we think about money. So, here's my question for you. Are you ready for a world where your wallet is just an app on your phone? Let me know what you think in the comments below.